everyone, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me for a moment. Okay, so last night I had a dream that perfectly brought together two completely different ideas and things that I had been thinking about right before bed. And as dreams tend to do, it didn't explain it logically, it translated them into a scene that apparently it thought that I would understand. But the strange thing is that I actually did understand it, and almost immediately. Not because the dream was obvious, but because after years of observing my own dreams, I have become familiar enough with the patterns of my own symbolic language. My own dreaming consciousness uses certain ones like yours does, and understanding them is really vital and key. Here's my question to you. What happens after you learn to lucid dream? Well, let me tell you what happens. You begin developing a relationship with your dream realm. You recognize its habits. You notice how it translates everything into your waking concerns after you understand navigating through it. You understand the experiences, the environments, the characters that are in it. The dream may still speak in its riddles, but now you're becoming aware. Eventually, you start beginning to recognize your own handwriting on the wall, if you will. There are thousands of videos, books, courses, products, all promising and teach you how to lucid dream. Okay? But there's only one question I rarely ever hear anybody ask. What happens when you finally do? Well, you become conscious inside the dream. You realize that the world around you is no longer physical. And so you can learn to start maintaining and controlling. Sure, you may fly, walk through walls, summon people. You can even change the landscape. Great. Yes, all of that can be absolutely extraordinary. But eventually something else happens. That novelty begins to wear off. Okay, after you've done playing. And the dream seems now at this point to turn to you and quietly ask you, now that you know you're dreaming, what are you going to do with your awareness? Because see, lucid dreaming is not merely learning to control a dream. And in fact, controlling the dream may be one of the earliest stages of that journey. The deeper work begins when we stop asking ourselves, what can I make the dream do? And we start asking ourselves, what is this dream trying to show me? See, you can speak to a dream figure instead of just dismissing it. You can face something that frightens you instead of changing the scenery because you're panicking. You can ask the dream to even reveal what you are refusing to see in the waking state. And perhaps most importantly to everyone, you can observe who you became when the ordinary rules disappeared. Okay? Because the freedom of the dream doesn't only reveal your power, it reveals your patterns. The real measurement of a lucid dream is not whether or not you flew. Okay? It's whether you returned with greater awareness. Did the dream change the way that you react? Did it reveal a fear, a belief, maybe an attachment for you? What did it reveal? Did you bring any of that lucidity back into your waking life to help you? Because if we awaken inside a dream, but we remain completely unconscious of it during the day, then maybe all we really did was just trade one sleep for another. So if you've been trying to lucid dream, keep going. Just keep going. But remember, becoming lucid is not the final achievement. That's where it starts. It's the moment the real exploration begins. So the next time that you realize you're dreaming, take a moment and pause before you fly away. Look around. Become still. Ask the dream, well, now that I'm aware, what are you here to teach me? Guys, everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of The Daily Dreamer. Until next time, sweet awareness, everyone.